Hello and welcome to a video about how to secure and govern AI lifecycle with SecuPi data security platform. The widespread adoption of AI agentic technologies requires us to think about how do we govern AI? How do we ensure security, privacy, sovereignty, and compliance with regulations and contractual obligations? In a Gartner article, you can see that by 2029, over 50% of the successful cybersecurity attacks against AI agents will exploit access control issues. So as we think about security, we need to enforce zero trust, zero privilege, and need to know principle with a centralized authorization and fine-grained access control platform for both users and AI agents. We need to make sure that sensitive data is monitored, audited across all usage of AI. And we also need to make sure that sensitive data is de-identified using different techniques such as format preserving encryption and tokenization, randomization, generalization, and other privacy enhancing techniques. In order to address those challenges, SecuPi has created a multi-layered approach to secure AI lifecycle. It starts with putting some guardrails with an MCP server and API gateways to make sure that AI agents adhere to security and compliance policies. It continues with a sensitive data catalog hub that helps us classify all data products and what's sensitive about it, and integrates third-party DSPMs and other data catalogs into one consistent source of truth. On the other hand, we need to understand the identities that can use AI technologies. Therefore, we need to create a user identity attribute repository that would integrate with all the authoritative source like Entra ID, Okta, Ping, SailPoint, and other identity sources to pull those user attributes to understand who needs access to what. Finally, we need to discover sensitive data and de-identify it in order to create a new data set that is ready for AI learning. In order to address the challenge of data access by AI agents, we created an MCP server. So the data access MCP server by SecuPi helps agentic AI technology to enforce compliance and security access controls in order to de-identify the data according to the original user. The idea is that if we're going to get the token of the original user, as you can see on the left-hand side, we can then transition this token into the MCP server, and the MCP server would allow the user using an AI technology to receive only data that is authorized for their view. For example, we will filter sensitive data such as VIP customers. We will mask or tokenize sensitive data such as PII data. So the AI agent will receive only authorized data to view by the specific user. Another option we have created is to create a completely new data set that is ready for AI use. So if it's difficult for an organization to understand who's the user asking for anything, and you want to use RAG operations to learn from the data, you can create a new data set that is already de-identified all the sensitive data. So we can use, of course, format preserving encryption, tokenization, and other privacy enhancing techniques to create that anonymized data set. And that would enable RAG operations to learn from enterprise data without exposing the sensitive data in it, while still preserving utility of the data and referential integrity. So if I have a customer account number or a social security number, I can still correlate between those. They'll be the same, but it won't be the original account number or social security number. It's important to support multiple types of data sets, structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. And the SecuPi solution supports multiple types of data structures. So as you can see here, we can take the clear text data out of multiple environments. It can be file shares, buckets, it can be structured data in databases, de-identify the sensitive data and make it available and ready for RAG operations to learn from your data without exposing the sensitive data. So let's go through a quick demo to show how the data access MCP server by SecuPi can help agentic AI technology, in our case it will be Claude, to understand what data is available, learn from that data without exposing sensitive data to the AI agent. So you can see here I already logged in, so Claude has my OAuth authentication and token, and if I'm going to use the SecuPi MCP data access MCP server, I'll be able to fetch data from my data sources according to the identity that I logged in to Claude here. So the first example is, let's see the tables we have in the database. So here I'll see the tables that are in my database. Now I can ask questions about those tables. For example, can you show me 2 records from it? You can see here that I got the 2 records, but some of the data is encrypted. Social Security is masked and the credit card information is masked. I'll ask if I can see the Social Security and credit card information for these records. So Claude will tell me now, yeah, it's masked. This is what I see. I see zeros, and I see the leading 4 digits for the credit card, but that's it, or 6 digits of the credit card, but that's it. Now I've asked Claude to explore the tables in the database, give me some key statistics, and ask a few questions about the data that I have. So you can see that data is masked. I know about the size of the data. I know about the trends of the data. It knows how to ask questions about the data. It knows to answer those questions about the data. And I can actually create complete dashboards out of that data. So in this example, I can ask it to create a dashboard. And it actually does all the business intelligence dashboard for me. So now you can see Claude created a dashboard for me with distribution of age, distribution of departments, key insights. This is all made by AI with the data that is available for that user, where some of the sensitive data is masked or filtered out. So we learned how SecuPi data security platform can enforce governance guardrails across the AI lifecycle by providing MCP server and API gateways to de-identify sensitive data, by creating AI-ready data sets for AI to learn from. Hopefully that helped everyone who watches the video. Thanks a lot.